the world know the truth. Expose the lies, study the bloodlines, the Afrovision and Phoenix, let the world know the truth. Expose the lies, study the bloodlines, the Afrovision and drive before the Spanish, the Dutch, and the British arrived. Saying we was from Africa and stole a birthright. That's a trick move, something that a dirty war would do. Claim your nationality off the land, you get screwed. So we studied your background, your treaties you wrote, fake as history. We ain't go over here on no boat. Frontin' like you indigenous to the land, you disgust me. The tomahawks back in our hands, it's getting ugly. You running around screaming black power, cause the cells to the truth, rivers fell with a bull and high hills. Native American but hurt, can't deal, cause they know damn well the trail of tears ain't real. Respect the Aborigine, this land is ours, you know you all. You still a guest, motherfucker. I have one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself. I have one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself. House nigga, real nigga, fake nigga, feel nigga. My skin ain't black, what the deal, nigga? Salute on my real citizens, Aborigines, owners of the land and every goddamn tree and every goddamn sea. Invaders ever cross, step foot on the land and you can step the fuck off. Breathe, you can make a swing the sacred tomahawk. Fucking around with us with that black console. Fake bricks and slave ships, that's the reference. Live with African, you gon' need more evidence. I'm American, Aboriginal, indigenous. You broke it, DNA test. That shit is rhetoric. Stay woke. Aboriginal, get out. Civil Rights Acts, all you can eat, big out. And Stockholm Syndrome, mix gets out. Phoenix Moon got the antidote, get that shit out. Meanwhile, rapping about my birthright, fuck a freestyle. Each man, each woman, each child. Black race is really Indians indeed now. Man, they indeed now. Holly Dog, Title 18, G goes. Pilgrims get big gold, but Phoenix and Beast Mode. Bring them up, big bows, out of the sleep cold. We ain't black, colors, Africans, or Negroes. But one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself. I have one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself.
Osio, Halato, Sego, Chimachukma, everybody. So glad to see y'all today. We got Brother Damon Taylor and his book, In Our Family. I'm super excited. Brother put this book together, and it is so him. The graphics, everything about it, it's just the new wave of new material for the indigenous Americans to represent themselves and come out of exile. I love it. We got Dr. Fontaine going to help me host with Damon Taylor. Brother Damon, what's happening? Hey, gentlemen, look at the guys. Hey, Josh. Hey, y'all. Hey,
say
guys.
hello. They got the book. They got the book. Was you able to put that flyer up, Phoenix? I know I just sent it though. Can you put that flyer up in the back for people to see? I just sent it to your text.
Hold on 1 second. I sure will.
But I got the book. The boys had the first copy.
Man,
make sure it was
amazing.
Make sure it was straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look at them young boys on the front.
Yeah, see they right here. Y'all guys say hello?
Hey,
this is Kenny. Kenny, say hello. Hey, Joshua, say hello. Joshua's shy, so you might not hear too much from him, but I speak for him. You know?
All right.
Congratulations, Joshua and Kenny. Congratulations. We love it. Very proud of you. This is awesome. How do you guys feel about being authors of a book that so many of us are going to read? So many of us are going to buy it. We're going to learn some of the things that you put in the book. You guys got to feel good about that.
They didn't write in this one because I know Kenny going to tell you that when I started writing, Kenny's writing a book And he was like, "Oh, he was he was trying to compete with me, so he put the pressure on me to make the book faster because he said he was going to put his book out before me."
I like
But they
that.
both
Iron sharpens iron. Yeah.
but they both main characters in the book though. So definitely, you guys, that same question, like how y'all feel about being main characters in the book?
I like it, and mostly like what we say in the book is interesting.
Yes,
What do
I'm
you think is
excited. Listen, Kenny, when your book comes out, can I get the exclusive interview and we can talk about your book?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. That's what
Okay.
you want.
I want to say that I knew Kenny before he got famous. So I'd like the exclusive, okay? You guys heard it first. The author, Kenny, up-and-coming author, is going to let me interview him. Fantastic.
All right.
Let me get that flyer up here. Hold on.
No, thank you. No problem. Yeah, I mean, I was proud to have them be a part of the book. And, you know, honestly, like, you know, when I was being told a lot of times to work on a book, it was something that people would say, okay, yo, you should put out a book. Cause, you know, I was researching, I put out information, people were, you know, listening to it. My bad, they were, you know, sharing it, checking it out on Facebook, stuff like that. People would say, oh, yo, you should put out a book. You know, I went be on Clubhouse, sometimes the same thing. Yo, you should put out a book. I didn't know what to put a book out on. You know, I really didn't know how to start. I kind of wanted to write about my family history, but I didn't know how to, you know, really, you know, I'm not good at necessarily writing about myself, you know, so I just didn't know where to go. I didn't have a direction. And, you know, what happened was, you know, my lady who, you know, we dating, and she worked with a nonprofit called Destiny's Daughters of Promise, DDP. And they had a presentation, an opportunity for me to do a presentation. I did a presentation, it was called Indigenous American Stories, Rebels, Braves, and Queens, right? And, you know, did the presentation, it went really well. And after I did the presentation, maybe couple months later, Regina, you know, her name, you know, because Regina Sunshine Global Production, they who put out they who published the book. And she basically was like, why don't you take the presentation that you did and turn that into a children's book? And I was just like, you know what? That's a great idea. That makes perfect sense. You know, just the response that I had got from the young people, when they saw the presentation, I knew that it was going to be something that our young people needed to have, you know, the access to. And I think that's what I'm the most proud about, is that, you know, being able to put something together for our people that represents our people, right? You know, this book, as you can see, look at the cover, you know, we're not dealing with no stereotypical Indian going into just seeing teepees and all these type of images that don't necessarily represent the broader range of, you know, American Indians, as well as definitely the first contact tribes, right? So, you know, I was really proud to be able to present that representation. And when I saw it, when it came together, I was like, man, you know, like, we just need more of this. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need more of this. You know, like, you know, I know there's other people, you know, Tasha, I see her book, her coloring book, her work that she's doing. It's awesome. Like, we need more of this, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm glad and proud that I could be a part of, you know, that movement right there. So, and then, you know, it's all in the family, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do. So in our family, you know, as y'all see right there, I appreciate you throwing that up for me, Phoenix. You know, paperback, $14.99. You guys can definitely pick that up. And please, you know, let's show out. You know, I'm working to get, you know, our book up there, get a high rating bestseller. You know, I think we can do that. You know, the book is definitely, it's informative on, I don't know, I don't make the screen big. I'm sorry. I was trying to see if people can see. I want to make sure. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read from the back. Okay. Oh, hold on. You want to do it?
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you do it. You definitely.
Okay, which part do I read?
Just read the description at the top.
Question 3.
What? Just read it. Okay. Yeah, just read the whole thing.
Starting from here?
Go ahead. You fine.
In our family.
Read it loud. You got to be loud.
In our family. Indigenous American stories. Damon tells his son, Kenny and Joshua, about their family's Indigenous American heritage through an oral tradition that has been passed down through generations. He mentioned historical figures such as Crispus Attucks, Pocahontas, and the Lost Colony, weaving their stories into the larger narrative of their family's history. Through the storytelling, Damon provides a glimpse into the rich and diverse cultures of Indigenous Americans, while also highlighting the struggles and injustice they have faced throughout history. The book serves as a reminder of the importance of preserving oral tradition and cultural heritage, and it encourages readers to learn more about the history and experiences of Indigenous Americans.
I appreciate you reading it. I hope y'all guys caught that. But yeah, like, being able to, present the, indigenous story, the indigenous heritage of Crispus Attucks into, the story, and looking at how, again, this can be something that's representative. People can really get more of a true history, and also linking it to genealogy and family history. That was one of the main things I wanted to make sure I did with the book. So, the book definitely has the part where it focuses on genealogy, where it connects back to genealogy. You get what I'm saying? So that was important to me.
So, Damon, I know that we usually have these conversations about genealogy and forensic genealogy and American Indian epistemology and history and all those high level kind of conversations. But how was it doing that research with your sons? And I guess would be the first part of the question. And what was the most interesting thing that you learned from your sons from doing this project?
That's good. I like that. So I know the second question was, what was the most interesting thing, and I want to make sure I answer. What was the first question exactly?
Would you like me to repeat it?
Yeah, if you don't mind, please.
Yeah. Second part was, what was the most interesting thing that you learned from your sons? And the first question, just to paraphrase it, out of all the things that we talk about in terms of genealogy and everything, I guess what's the most interesting thing that y'all discovered?
Gotcha. I follow again. So it's been my sons have, I homeschool my sons. So the fact that I homeschooled them, I've been exposing them to genealogy for a good little while now, right? So the book, even though since the book was me talking about the presentation that I did, and that was to, kids other than my sons, I kind of brought it back to how, I really was telling my sons, different oral traditions, just growing up, family, stories, telling them, the history that I was learning deeper, beyond that. And
You still there, Dane? I think we might have lost him. Pretty sure he'll tap back in. Um, but until Dame logs back on, it seems as though that, well, one thing that I've been very proud that Damon has kind of led the way on within the American Indian community and amongst us American misclassified American Indians is, taking the leap in homeschooling and taking control of our personal narratives, our personal family and tribal stories, and making sure that's specifically implemented in our children's educational curriculum. So I just always want to like take my hat off to that, as a community leader, as an educator, as a future father, and hopefully future grandfather. I just wanted to, acknowledge you for that, Dame. I'll let you hop back in now that I see that you're on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I got bumped off, but yeah, it's like I've been able to do that for a while, right? So being able to make the book representative of that, I think is important. Like what you said, it shows an example, right? So that other, fathers could see, like, okay, well, there's value in this, right? This is how I grew up. I grew up at the foot of elders, telling me stories and telling me what they learned. And for me, I took a lot of those things for granted. I definitely, that's something that I don't want my young boys to do, and really this next generation to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the people that we're gonna reach, the people who are gonna have the best effect in the future are these young people. You know what I'm saying? So we got so many, just that's here now. Forget about those that's down destined to come, and we got to leave something for them. We can't continue to just complain about, oh well, there's no representation, oh there's no books that's presenting our stories. We got to create them, right? And that's definitely the thing that they definitely inspired me to do, because I understand, just from how I teach them and how the value that is put into them. You know what I'm saying? Both of them, they excel. They don't just go for the paradigm. Somebody could come and talk about, the American Indians, they're all, as a matter of fact, let me even go there. Let me go there. My oldest son, when he first went to school, the school was teaching him that, all the American Indians was killed. They all killed off by smallpox, right? And, this is what they teaching. He's he's learning about the Cherokee Indians, getting representations of them with teepees and all types of stuff like that, and big war bonnets. And I'm like, man, this is crazy, because while I'm doing research, I'm showing them the actual, pictures that exist. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing them their own family who have, Cherokee lineage, Tuscarora lineage, the Siouan tribes that was there, Sherrod, PD, the, Congaree, like I'm showing them these lineages, Catawbas, right? I'm showing them all of this coming together, the Lumbee, right? And I'm just making it plain to them that this is a part of their history. And when they go to school, instead of them just feeding into the narrative, and this is when I homeschooled them, but they were going sometimes in like a program like K-12 or something like that. And I would just, they would push back, because I would be able to buttress them with the real information. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's important that we have those representations, that, again, that we produce them ourselves. That's the most important thing,
Absolutely. And before we get a little bit more into the book, you talked about having like being able to buttress, but also getting that pushback. Could you talk a little bit about that? Was that more so from, respective teachers, administrators, or even higher at the school district level? And, now that you have the book, are you looking to have this implemented in the curriculum in some form or fashion?
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. I appreciate that. I would say it wasn't a pushback thing, right? Because what I've found, and this is on a lot of levels, like I've been able to speak to the people at high levels, the director at the Shakura Foundation, I asked them about what they really know about these areas or what they can disprove, right? Within, our family stories and our traditions about who we are in these areas. And they can't. There's nothing that they have that would disprove it. What happens is most times it's just getting misrepresented, right? So I never got pushback, but where the misrepresentation was coming from was definitely, I guess, from the teachers, from the curriculum, right? And it was because I feel like the they didn't have the proper they themselves they didn't even get the proper education, right? So it's like we can't even blame them to a certain extent. Some of these young people, they
Right.
just going off of what they was taught themselves. So that's why it's so important for us to create the representation and to support. You know what I'm saying? And I don't doubt that. So that's not something that I'm trying to question, honestly. But it's very important, you know what I'm saying, that we support our people. You know what I'm saying? You know, that'll take us a whole long way, without being said really.
That's good to know that, it seems like that there's definitely a level of willingness a lot of times, when we encounter these situations, especially, those dealing with our our heritage and our culture and our stories. I often wonder, is this just like a lack of willingness, or
Mhm.
if it's just a lack of understanding, and that's what it seems like, a lack of understanding in this situation.
Yeah,
So
and see, I wanted to go because I remember the second question, and I was thinking about it. I'm so sorry I didn't answer right away. Like to include it in curriculums, right? Like that's exactly what I think should be done. That's what I intend to do. I definitely want to reach out libraries, schools, anybody who's listening, within the sound of my voice. If you think a school, library somewhere where this book should be included, please reach out to me on the email that's provided there. All right, Damon Taylor, Damon Tylr, pardon me, at gmail.com. Right. If you reach out to me, let me know where the place in the event, the time is. I'll definitely try to coordinate my time to make that happen. And yeah, I mean, I worked in the school system right beforehand. So one thing I know is that the young people and working in the school system in New York City, as well as working in the school system in as well as working in the school system here in South Carolina, I see that the young people are very intrigued by information that's not just the standard status quo, like that information that's obscure to them, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, if we definitely put this in the curriculum, the young people will be interested. What I like that I was able to do in the book was provide suggested reading so that the young kids can have that book and go further in their research, similar to how I had to do myself and, what I urge my boys to do, go further in research.
I appreciate that. So this is an all question for you, Kenny, and Joshua, Damon. So having amassed all this research on the various tribes, shout out to the PD, the PD territory, Christmas Addicts, the Lost Colony, Pocahontas. That must have been a whole lot of information that y'all had to process. So um Kenny, Joshua, was there like a way that y'all specifically helped your dad to be like, okay, maybe we should focus on this because we know that kids will specifically like this topic? Did y'all have any of those moments in terms of helping your dad with the information?
I don't remember a lot, but I remember I did ask a lot of questions about what I read in the book.
I definitely would say that what Kenny was interested in was, well, two things. Let me make sure. You notice he has a blue shirt, right, on the cover. So he definitely told me, he said, make sure I have a blue shirt, okay? And he has that. But he also was very focused on like the accuracy of the dialogue, right? And he would be like, oh, well, that's not what I would say, you know? Joshua, that's what he was saying, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay. So I would take notice, but at the same time, I couldn't change certain things because of how it flowed, right? So maybe in the next book in the series, because that's the intent. We're going to take this, beyond just this book to 3-4 part series, right? We see, seeing that ahead of time, and maybe in that one, I make sure that dialogue is more accurate, exactly, you know what I'm saying, to what they would say, more verbatim, or have them, have that participation in it at the same time. Right, Kenny, though? Would you say that's what you was telling me a lot?
Yeah, I did mention a lot about, like, I mentioned, like, the little parts in it, like what color I wanted my shirt to be in the dialogue, yeah.
Yeah, the dialogue, definitely.
So very content focused. I like that. As an author, personally speaking, Damon, I know you need one of those. You definitely need a content focused person on your team, and you definitely got it.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And listen, I gotta give that shout out and respect to Regina. You know what I'm saying? Regina Sunshine. She definitely inspired me to do the book, and she definitely was very detail oriented. We went through a good number of revisions, right, to get this book to look how it looks, to have the images really be representative of who we are. Let me see. I'm gonna turn my camera back on. So open up. I'm gonna let
Damon. Did you want to take a moment to highlight Regina Sunshine? Is she American Indian? Does she have a publishing company, or what's her background?
Yeah, she has a publishing company. I believe, yeah, we definitely researched and we found her American Indian lineage. She went into, see if you could open up the page from the beginning. I'm sorry.
The front page?
Yeah, try to show a couple of pages. But yeah, just open it in front of you. Open it in front of you. Open it in front of you. I'm sorry, my bad. And then you can see if you can show some pages. I don't know if I got it. Can you see it? Yeah. So I know it seemed like it's the angle off. I'm sorry, but yeah, she definitely she had published quite a few books beforehand, right? And she pretty much accomplished as a publisher, motivational speaker, radio personality, things like that, out in the Atlanta area. So she had really did a lot of big things, originally from Tabor City, North Carolina. So, her family is from the same area where my family's from as well. So, she could definitely relate personally to, having those type of oral traditions. But she, without question, was the motivator, and without question gave me the most instruction on how to be author, and a published author, so that was something that she definitely played a huge part in. So I definitely got to give her props and her flowers. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do that. Yeah, I think they can see. I'm trying to do my best, but if they hold on, you got to open it big though. That's what I'm saying, Kenny. You looking a little nervous. Don't be nervous, man. Just open up the book big. Man.
Yeah, we just having a regular conversation. I appreciate y'all working with me as well.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Like I said, I put the link in the chat. I was gonna say, my bad, bro. I
Nah,
put
go
the
ahead.
link in the chat too for anybody who just trying to get to the turn off camera real quick. If anybody trying to get to the book, you could look in the chat. I'll put the link in there again. But yeah, definitely please pick up a paperback, get one for you, for your grandkids, your aunt, I mean your what you call it, your nieces, your nephews, sons, daughters, like just pick up as many as you can, honestly. And I appreciate it. And I definitely look forward to creating more content and product that we can use to represent for our people, because that's definitely something that's been missing. And ultimately, I feel like that's the most important part of this work that I was able to do.
I'll tell you
Absolutely.
what, I love the pictures. I absolutely love them. And I know you probably had to send them back a couple times to get them right. We are going to enjoy this. How much more? How much longer do we have to wait? We got new material to represent the misclassified American Indian. I'm really excited. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And part of being creative, content creators, is never running out of interesting things to tell the truth about. So shout out to you. Shout out to Regina Sunshine. I had the pleasure of speaking with her. I can't wait to meet her. She's a bright sister. I've looked at some of the things she's done with young girls and stuff like that. Empowerment, just wonderful things that's totally necessary. Hopefully, I will get to interview her one day. But I definitely want to thank her for, holding Brother Damon down and helping him get this project together. I hope it's super successful. I absolutely adore it. I'm very proud of you, Damon. Proud of you too, Joshua and Kenny. Awesome
Say
job.
thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic to
That's
meet y'all. Such great opportunity to be in the midst of authors like y'all. So we appreciate y'all taking the time out on a Sunday to be with Urban Indian Heritage Society.
Nah, for sure. And I appreciate you letting me use the platform. You know what I'm saying? More than grateful, and looking forward to the future with as you mentioned, Urban Indian Heritage Society. You know what I'm saying? Which I definitely shout out on the back of the book. Make sure what I'm saying. Gotta let that be known. I shout out Urban Indian Heritage Society. We have an event coming up. It's gonna be coming up in August in South Carolina. So right here in the Darlington, Florence, Marlboro, Dillon, in the PD, in the PD area, we're gonna be out there at Sherrod State Park. So definitely we need people to come out. We need people to come out and support. I definitely had the book there. We'll definitely be doing book signings. You know what I'm saying? So please come through. Bring the book. Bring the book. That'll be a good look. You already know. Actually, on top of that, anybody who's going to purchase the book, go look on Instagram at author Damon Taylor. Okay, I had to change my Instagram up. Those that know. Those that don't know. But it's author Damon Taylor on Instagram. And then when you buy the book, take a picture of yourself with the book. And pardon me, take a picture of yourself with the book. Tag me in the post, and hashtag it with In Our Family. Indigenous American Stories, American Indian. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it big. So. And right after we get off of here, I'm going to be on Clubhouse. Anybody who's on Clubhouse, just link up. We're going to be in Mound Builders Book Club, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the book. Just celebrate, us, because again, this is about family, genealogy. This is for us. So I appreciate it again, Phoenix. Thank you very much.
If you guys haven't heard, listen, I talked about two things that happened last year and this year that's still happening. That's the best contributions to misclassified American Indian country. First thing, Aja and Damon Hot Almighty podcast. Fire in the hole, y'all. I haven't heard one better yet.
Fire. Straight up
Haven't
fire.
heard one better yet. The second thing is there for the misclassified Indian. That is such a treat with a whole bunch of extra grandma stuff, grandpa sprinkled all over it. First Tribe. Have you checked out that station? Go and check out First Nation. Go check out First Nation, okay, First Tribe Nation, and see the articles. That is the newsletter. It's fruitless for any of us in Indian country to write a newsletter because you cannot compete with what's presented on First Tribe Nation. So if you haven't heard Hot Almighty, they're on Spotify. I listen to them on Anchor. You don't talk about indigenous food. Aja, amazing. Oh my goodness, this sister, she knows her plant. She's the horticulturist, okay? The horticulturist botanist of the Americas for sure. Aja's got seeds. She's got growing hands, the green thumb. Their work is amazing. These contributions from all of these different people, some of it you may not have heard of them, and some of you have, but they're working and they're putting it in, and we're going to see the results. There's going to be a lot of results that we'll be able to benefit from this hard work. I am so proud of you all. So glad we're on this journey together. Damon, the first of many books. I got to make sure I show this. I got to call your homeboy and let him know Damon wrote a book. I'm actually just going to order him a copy and send it to him.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what's up. I appreciate the shout. Definitely shout out to Aja. Aja's the truth all day, every day. And we're going to be coming back very soon with a pretty nice surprise for y'all. I'm going to tell you, it's so important, this interview right here, that I'm going to be doing this interview. I'm going to be at work, and I'm going to make sure I make time in my work to make sure I get this interview done, because it got to be done. So, yeah, we're working on some big things. Appreciate that shout out. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Can I shout out real quick my contributors too? I gotta definitely shout out my mom.
Yep,
right?
I gotta shout out my mom, right? She was our educational consultant, right, for the book. So, all of her years teaching in the, Department of Education, I definitely wanted to give her opportunity to, get that respect and, to definitely, see what I was doing and be a part of what I was doing, right? So she was our educational consultant. The book was edited by Charlotte Enney. I'm sorry, I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but I believe it's N-A, right? So Ehney, Charlotte. Editing also by Regina Sunshine, right? We also had the illustrations was by Sadipta Basu with Scribble Line. Okay, so you can reach out to him, find him on Fiverr. He did a great job. We had to do back and forth, but ultimately he came with it, and I appreciate his hard work. Brian Gandy, he's the historical director at the Darlington County Historical Society. He was our historical consultant. So definitely want to give him a shout out. I know he was extremely busy. They're building a museum out there for Darlington County. And, it was hard to track him down, but I was able to get him, and he was able to participate and, take that stance. So I appreciate that. And photography by Kayla Lennon Hickman with KLH Photography LLC. All right. And again, the book published by Regina Sunshine Global Network. Pardon me. I think I said it wrong before, but yes. Regina Sunshine Global Network, so LLC. So yes, please, check those folks out, support them, because they supported us. So let's do it. You already know.
Yeah, thank you so much. I want to give a shout out, happy birthday shout out to Laris Hodges, good old Gemini. It's his birthday. I don't know
happy born day.
Happy birthday. Gotta shout out those May birthdays.
Damon, y'all make sure y'all tell Laris I gave him a shout out, big fat shout out here today. I can't wait to see you guys all in South Carolina. We got a lot of things going on at Urban Indian Heritage Society. We are simulcasting on that channel, our new channel as well. We're going to start putting things over there. I can't wait. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. We have the Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's going to be on the 31st. Can't wait for that. We have Mr. Waldo. We have Cousin Ishmael Bay, Latasha Evans. And it's not going to be the typical conversation on Tulsa that people are used to. It's called Beyond the Black Smoke. We have that coming up June 3rd. Introduction to Jamaican Genealogy. I am super excited about that because I know for a fact they don't have this content readily available for the people to be able to, get some enjoyment out of their family history searches. So I'm looking forward to that. We got the Father's Day build. Then, of course, we'll be in Alabama, in Moundville with Chief Warhorse also next month. And then August 4th through the 6th, we will be in South Carolina, in-person event. It's going to be like No Grandma Killers times 10 with the Urban Indian Heritage Society, all professional, making relationships and communicating with the people in these places where our folks come from in antiquity. Super excited to be waking it up. We plan on going into a lot of these different areas where they don't get a lot of conventions, they don't get a lot of conferences, they don't get a lot of speakers to talk about genealogy, family history, local history, as well as American history, all in one with us as well. So I'm excited. We got a lot of stuff going on. And then, of course, there's some political things happening. You guys just stay tuned, man. I'm glad you are all here. Stick around. It's all going to be worth it in the end. I promise.
Yes, indeed. I mean, the hard work pays off. That's what I always learn. So I definitely see some diligence with us, and I'm inspired, I'm inspired. So yeah, let's keep it going.
Lots of big things on the horizon, y'all. So I hope y'all ready. Don't don't get what's the saying, y'all? Don't wait until the movement start moving to get behind it.
And if you haven't checked our petition, we're heading towards 10,000 really, really quickly. Shout out to Chief Warhorse. She had posted our petition, and I was getting hit up from all sorts of people from Mississippi and Louisiana looking for it. She posted it to her page. We've been up probably 1,200 people. It's still growing. I'm super excited about how things are looking, guys. We're just keeping our nose clean. We getting to the work. We pushing all the right buttons too. We're pushing all the right buttons. Colonizer the Chief, Part 9 coming up also. I do believe we are going to be on today, this evening as well. We had a lot jam-packed. I haven't got the confirmation back because I'm also going to interview Cousin Tasha She with the wonderful works that she's been doing. And let's just, share this creative stuff going on between the indigenous people and then promoting each other's businesses and creative ideas. I appreciate you. It is the best time to be alive, working with the best. The best. I am working with the best, and it's a total privilege. Total privilege.
Thank you so much. I feel the same. Thank you so much.
On our UIHS events page, give it a little while, Sweet Feather. They will definitely be available this evening, if not first thing in the morning. The tickets are going to be on sale. We have a 3-day event. We also have a hotel blocked off. So if anybody needs travel arrangements, definitely send us a message at urbanindianheritagesociety.org. We have a nice hotel that will sponsor the event in South Carolina, really close. And it's very inexpensive. We got an excellent rate. So you guys are going to be really comfortable. Bring your family. There is absolutely going to be something for everybody, from newborns to 90. Bring them through. Family event. Let's discuss this family history together. Find out, about our kinship and civic engagement and all sorts of things. I just can't wait to see you all. So those tickets will be up soon. Damon, did you have anything, you or Dr. Nolan, before we close out?
I guess really no. Main thing I would say is just definitely please, go out. If you bought the book, I definitely appreciate it. Please rate the book. That's what I wanted to say. Definitely, please rate the book. We definitely love a 5-star rating. Give us a high rating so we can get up on those algorithms. And yeah, share the link out. Share the link out. Sharing is caring. So I appreciate anybody who could do that. Definitely, in our family, this is the first of more to come. More to come. I'm really inspired. I'm really proud, and I'm really like say like kind of overwhelmed, you know. And I appreciate you guys so much, you know, just for appreciating what I set out to do, because this is for our people, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, those that know, they know how much I care. So, you know, please, you know, continue to support, and I'll continue to, you know, do what I need to do for the people, you know? So thank you.
Yes, Brother Damon. Thank you. Dr. Fontaine.
Yes, ma'am. We just appreciate everything that you and Tasha do for the organization. Same thing with you, Phoenix, and all the Urban Indian Heritage Society. What all of y'all do for American Indian heritage overall is just bar none. Damon, as we discussed offline, you and Tasha, we will, as Urban Indian Heritage Society, be looking into how to sustain both of y'all works in terms of posterity. We've discussed what that looks like, and we're going to see that through. So I'm looking forward, not to just purchasing and getting it autographed, but also, you know, making sure that, you know, y'all works are codified long term for, you know, the next 7 generations. So I'm looking forward to continuing to work with y'all. I'm looking forward to getting this petition to 10K and over. And I'm looking forward to see what else Urban Indian Heritage Society has on the horizon. So I yield my mic there and appreciate everybody for pulling up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, man. That's really awesome.
Hey, did Joshua and Kenny want to have anything to say that they wanted to close out before we say goodbye?
Kenny. Joshua's been making all the noise in the back, but he won't get on the mic. But I know Kenny will. Go ahead, Kenny. Wait. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
The first thing I want to say is that the reason that I had thought of making my book was because Daddy was making his book. And I liked, when he was making his book, I liked everything I saw that was on the book. So that's why I decided to make the book.
Well, Kenny, like I said, you promised me the exclusive. I want to be the one to interview you first before you get famous. I can't wait for your book to come out, and we will share this platform and any platform we have to help you promote that book. Very proud of you. Mm-hmm. It was nice to meet you, and I can't wait to see you guys in South Carolina.
All right.
Can I mention the one?
Oh, go ahead.
Can you mention my channel, please?
Go ahead. I know you want to.
The one place that I want to show like what I think about Daddy's book in is my channel.
You gotta tell them what you're highlight. Yeah, you gotta tell them about your channel.
Yeah, we'd be more than happy to highlight it.
Oh yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
My channel's name is Wolf Gaming, and let me see.
No, just talk about it. What is it mostly about? What you focus on your channel?
When I first made my channel, I made it so that I would have a channel to play video games. I've been a fan of making YouTube videos for a long time.
So what's the name of it again? You got to make sure everybody hears.
It's Wolf Gaming.
Wolf Gaming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, people can go check it out. All right.
Okay, great. I'm a gamer too. I'll make sure to check it out.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing that, Kenny.
Yeah. It's good to inspire our young people, because that's the thing. They are watching. You know what I'm saying? We definitely know that. So we got to make sure we give them something positive to, push forward to,
Yes, indeed. I want to thank you all for pulling up. Damon, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for this wonderful work that you put together. Can't wait. I'm going to join you guys on Clubhouse shortly thereafter. Dr. Fontaine, thank you for helping me co-host our beloved brother Damon and co-authors Joshua and Kenny. So delightful to meet them. Yeah, that's it. I want to thank everybody for coming through and hearing us talk about this book. The link is there for you to purchase. I will put it in the body of the description of this video as well. Go check it out. If you haven't done so, hit that at UIHSORG on YouTube. That's the new channel. You'll see the simulcast. This very same broadcast will be over there as well. please pull up. We can't wait to see you. We got a lot going on. You see a lot of them are doctors. Damon's an educator also. We have some educational stuff for Indigenous American children coming up that hopefully will set the bar for what it is that they need to be taught and some of the things that will shape their posterity going forward. So I'm excited. Love to you all. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. If not us, then when? And if not now, if not us, then who? And if not now, then when? Chapisala Chike.